I'm Dre, aka ASAP the Mogul.
And I am Lashonda, but I go by Lala.
Okay. Now, where y'all from?
I'm from Arkansas, but we both live in Dallas.
Yeah, I'm originally from Shreveport, but I also live in Dallas.
Okay. Now tell us. We're gonna start with the ladies first. What do you originally do?
I am originally an adjuster. I've been doing that for a while, but I'm also a realtor. I've been doing that since about 2013. I first got my real estate license in Arkansas, and now I'm a realtor in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah. And as far as me, man, I do a lot, but a lot of people know me as DJ ASAP. So I've been DJing for a little bit over 10 years. We also have our own business called Mogul Behavior, where we do financial planning. We help, insurance as far as also real estate and financing, help people get homes and different bank financing as well.
Financial wealth and credit.
Yeah, and we also have an ebook coming out. So we got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the main thing we're here to talk about today is the show. So tell us a little bit, how did the thought process of the show come about?
I'll let you take that one.
Well, as far as the show, we got hit up. We did a pretty dope visual for our engagement photos. So we did engagement photos. And they went pretty viral, and so we started getting hit up from different production companies. Burnham and Murray, which is the one who produces our show, which is called Family Fiancé, and it's on the OWN network.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna come back to that the OWN network. We're gonna come back to that one. Okay. So tell us a little bit about the show.
We recently did a show where we had to go out to California and stay in a beautiful mansion with our families. It was me, my dad, 2 out of 4 of my sisters, and it was him, his mom, his sister, and his best friend.
Okay. So what's the theme of it?
Theme of the show is our families having a few concerns in regards to our relationship or us individually prior to us getting married.
Right. So right before we went on the show, it was about 3 weeks before we got married. So we basically had to sit down in a house full of our family and friends and just hash everything out. If there was any problems with our families, any problems with us, and eventually get their blessing at the end of the show.
Okay. And actually, I know a close friend of yours that actually DJ'd y'all wedding. He said it was a beautiful show.
Oh yeah, Big Daddy the DJ. Yeah, okay, that's my guy. Yeah.
So now the show, how much of it is like actually reality compared to more for television?
It is a reality show, so it's very much so reality, but I would like to call it scripted reality because they put you in situations that you would never be in regular life, and they make you have a discussion, and then if you don't have the discussion the way they wanted you to have the discussion, they're like, oh, remember, well, you left this part out, or you didn't say this, and they make you go back and rehab conversations. And every time you're having a conversation or you're being put in a situation where you're having to discuss something that you normally wouldn't discuss in any other situation, your emotions are constantly rising, which eventually makes you come to,
And imagine, we're never going to be in that same situation again where we're in one house with, our family members, friends, no cell phone, no TV, no music, no internet, and and a few bottles of Hennessy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there were things that were problems or things that were issues, but those things had already been talked about. But then when we got there, it was like, no, talk about this, talk about it again, and so eventually,
escalated.
It's going to escalate.
Definitely escalated.
Yeah. Okay. Now I know with the show, it's like it's putting a family up against your fiance.
Yeah.
And in all reality, that's some real things I've been through it myself, especially being in the business.
Yeah.
So being in that situation yourself, with lively situations, how do you adapt to it?
Man, you know what I had to realize? Like, everybody, when it comes to a marriage, it's only about me and her. That's all that really matters. If everyone in my family doesn't like her, hey, that's something that they're gonna have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, me and her went up before God and made a promise to each other. So, there comes a certain time in a man's life where you have to grow. And, growth is hard. Growth is not comfortable. You're gonna have to grow through things and upset different people. But man, if I was worried about pleasing everybody, man, I wouldn't even be here today. Like, I'd have a heart attack by now. So, I had to go what I knew was right for me and my family, and we're here today.
Okay. Now, and also marrying someone that's in the business is hard, for a female.
It is.
So how do you cope with that situation?
It's crazy because although he's in the business, I don't really necessarily feel like it affects us quite too often because I'm not dating the business necessarily. Like when he's at home, it's just us. It's like two different personalities. Like when he's out and he's working, that's ASAP. But as soon as he's done working, he comes home like we have Dre. You know what I'm saying? And he's done a really good job at prioritizing me and the girls and making sure that we're number one. And whenever he does have to work, if he's traveling, I'm there. He makes sure that family time is family time. Me and him time is me and him time. So we balance it really well. He's never given me a reason to be uncomfortable with it. So therefore, up until this point, it hasn't drawn any issues.
Okay. Now, we did realize and see that one of the storylines is with your best friend.
Yeah.
And calling a child ugly.
Yeah.
Now, I know that one is very touchy.
Very touchy.
Well, yeah, that's not what he said, but I mean, a lot of things. Like I said, we were in the house for 72 hours. You've seen 42 minutes, and I think a lot of the editing, just for the the excitement of the show, that's kind of where they made it go. But yeah, that was never the situation. Now, me and him had a conversation, and she happened to overhear it, and she interpreted it the wrong way. And when she did that, I think, like we said, man, you keep on talking about it over and over and over, because before we even went to the show, all that was they've already talked about it, apologies and everything else had kind of been, starting to go in a better direction. I think when the show kind of came out and we all had to go to the house and actually keep talking about it, I think it kind of reopened that wound.
It definitely made it worse.
Yeah.
But even I think the thing that made it easier for me to get back agitated about it is because I wasn't all the way through that process. We were working through that process, and we allowed somebody to make us take 10 steps back. And all the progress we had made up until that point trying to go through that situation, I threw it all out the door once, we kept having a conversation, and I'm seeing his demeanor change, and I'm like, oh, so did you mean it like that? Is that what you said? Do you not care? Were you not sorry? That's where I just kind of was like, oh yeah, he said what I thought he said. He meant it how I thought he meant it. And it just took off from there.
So have y'all worked through all those situations now where everything's at peace?
Yes and no. Yeah. For the most part, yes. But constantly having to talk about it, and then watching the show, when the show came back, for me, it made it difficult, and I think it kind of brought up old issues. So that's why when people ask me, like, how do you feel about the show? It's like, it's a gift and a curse. Like, I've gotten a lot out of it. But at the same time, like, these are real and raw emotions, and I'm human, so I'm going to experience them the same way any and everybody else would.
Right.
Okay. Now, I said we're going to go back to the OWN network. Now, with it being on the OWN network, how do y'all feel the show is going to go, considering all the backlash Oprah are catching right now? A lot of people talking about boycotting the network.
Wow. As of right now, we ain't seen no boycotting.
Right now, our season has completely blown the first season out the water.
Especially our episode.
Yeah,
It's been really big.
I can't really say we see any effects from it, and also this is our first, reality situation.
Yeah,
so we're getting all love and we getting some hate too. But like as far as the OWN network, people are kind of, there's a lot of backlash she's getting right now in the press.
What I will say, the negative comments that we have seen that have been directed towards us haven't had anything to do with Oprah. It's literally had to do with our episode. Like, I have had some nasty comments. He's had some nasty comments, but it's been in regards to our episode. No one has really come at us with anything in regards to her in particular.
Okay. So if you had to take one reason to tell everybody they should watch this show, what would it be?
To get a front row seat at what Black love looks like.
Right. It's not all, peaches and cream, man. It's really some work. It's really, you have to focus on what it is you want in a life, and if you find that right person and you can build with them, then go.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So when does the show air again?
It airs on Saturday nights at 8:00 Central Time.
Yeah. Okay. So is there anything else that y'all want to get out there to the people to let them know? About y'all, the show, the careers, or anything?
you guys should stay tuned, and you can follow me on Instagram. My name is SOO_Lala, LALA. We do have a podcast coming out here pretty soon, a couple of ebook products, so y'all just stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. Like she said, man, I'm ASAP the Mogul on Instagram, ASAPTHEMOGUL, and you can follow me at all social media platforms on that. But stay tuned, man. We're coming strong.